Hi, Benty Hansen here of Embracing Unity. It's been a while since I last did an individual YouTube session, mainly because I've been in a space of reflection. And I suspect that many of you have been doing the same thing, reflecting on what's going on in the world, what's it about, where are we heading, and what can you do individually, as an individual, what can be done. We're at a critical point in our humanity, and I'd like to share some information about this. It all came through in channeling more than a decade ago, actually. And in that channeling, please forgive me, I'm not going to be able to express it as well as the actual channeling stated. But in that channeling, there was a lot of information about shifting from third density to fifth density. So if we go right back and we look at what's happening to our planet, currently she is going through a massive shift. And this shift is taking her from third dimension right through fourth and into fifth. And just as a quick aside, I actually astral traveled into the center, into the inside the earth recently, about a week or so ago. And what I felt was her heartbeat pulsating, but at the same time I was sensing a strong energy. That's the only way to describe it. Energy of her pushing and then contracting, pushing and contracting. And this pushing and contracting tells me that there's some major shifts going on. And this is all part of her ascension process. As a consequence of this, we may end up having some earth changes, some planetary changes in terms of some more volcanic eruptions, for example, earthquakes. I suspect there may even be an island or two that may collapse into the ocean. But as per usual, we don't know the timeline. However, about more than 10 years ago it was, I received the information that as part of this process of shifting into that higher dimension, we as humanity would be going one of two ways. We would choose to remain on the third dimension and not shift with the planet, or we would choose to shift our own personal frequency and go higher. So I literally saw the two different energies moving along side by side, coexisting side by side. Then I saw a slight split in the road, and this would be like two realities coexisting, but with one not understanding the other and vice versa, until finally there is a complete split. What I'm seeing in the world at the moment is the divergence is happening, and it's happening rapidly. Now, just for those people who maintain that they're going into fifth dimension, there's a difference between density and dimension. And you're not going into fifth dimension. Not yet. However, your personal frequency may be shifting from third density into fourth and then on to fifth. Our planet hasn't yet gone into fifth dimension. And the reason for that is we're seeing a massive battle between good and evil. And it's happening globally. There will come a time when there will be massive changes in every area of our lives. We're going to find that the way that we live no longer works. It's no longer sustainable. Actually, I think most of us know it now. And as a result of that, with this split that's coming and is actually evolving, already there are new technologies, new ideas, new inventions that support that shift in frequency to that higher density state within us, and which also supports the shift of the planet from the third dimension into the fourth and into the fifth. As I say, she is not in fifth dimension yet. The battles going on at the moment are occurring in third as she is shifting into fourth dimension. It's a very slow process. So in my reflections, I've been wondering, how can we support the planet? What can we do? Now, if you're like me and a lot of other people, most likely you've been following truthers online, you've been looking at what's on the mainstream media and questioning that. There are a lot of things that are distracting us from what's going on within. And the greatest gift that you can bestow upon yourself now is to go within and to reflect on who you are, what's important to you, and most importantly, seriously begin manifesting the new reality that you choose to create for yourself. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world around you. It's there, and you can choose to focus on it because energy flows where attention goes. So, in other words, you can feed what's going on in the world by constantly thinking about it and allowing other people's dramas and the mainstream media and whatever else is going on to become the main focus of your energy and attention. Or you can observe it, know what's going on, but without feeding it, and instead focusing on what you need to do for yourself. Right now, as this beautiful planet, and believe you me, she's going through a massive, massive change. It's often referred to as the shift of the ages. This beautiful planet is working really, really hard to help shift the level of consciousness and awareness. She is burdened by the weight that we have added to her over the generations, where we've had war and conflict, anger, hatred, resentment, corruption, greed, you name it. All of those lower frequency energies have actually had a real impact on our precious planet. So what I've been doing, and I would encourage you to do whatever you can do yourself in your own way, what I've been focusing on is a lot of heart-centered energy work, literally visualizing the heart center fully open and radiating unconditional love, love from the heart, without any mind chatter, without any mind focus or direction, simply sending out love. And in my daily interactions with people, being polite, smiling, giving way in traffic, whatever it may be, to respect all life and the beauty of life. I spend a lot of time in nature because I've had a huge craving to be in nature and to listen to the birds and mentally talk to them, saying hello to dogs and other animals. I know it sounds crazy, but it's part of this process of stepping away from the digital reality, from all the technology, and getting back down to earth. Because this is where we can provide a lot of support to this process. The less we focus on what's going on elsewhere, and the more we become aware of who we are, the greater the speed of this shift and the less painful. Now, one of the things that you may find happening as you begin shifting from focusing on what's outside of yourself to what's inside of yourself, you may find that unexpected emotions come up. And these may be very mixed. There may be moments of sheer joy and relaxation and fun. And they may be mixed up with moments of grief and sadness. It's all okay. It's all part of the process. We are shifting into the higher densities, into the higher frequencies of functioning. Now, in addition to talking about our beautiful earth shifting, there's a lot of support that's happening to this process from outside of ourselves. We do have intergalactic support of the good kind. That's there. I talk to them, and there's a lot more spacecraft out there. Some of them look like spacecraft, and they're from the military. However, there are spacecraft that are working to support humanity, because no matter what happens, our beautiful planet will not be destroyed. She is pivotal to what happens in our galaxy. And so many of us have chosen to be here at this time. Many of us are star seeds. We've come from elsewhere to support this process. And you will know if you're a star seed because you have a strong connection to the night sky and to the planets, and a fascination. You have a fascination for those sorts of things. But we have definitely incarnated to be here at this really special and pivotal time in Earth's history. I encourage you to switch off that television, to stop listening to mainstream news, to focus on living a life of joy as much as possible. Sure, times may be rough, times may be tough. Worrying about things doesn't change them. Letting go of the worry actually creates the opportunity for a flow and for good things to come in. And we all know the power of positive thinking and visualization. We have to be realistic. By the same token, intending the best outcomes goes far further than predicting the worst. And please, remember those you love and send love to those whose opinions differ from yours, because we are all one. We're all here in unity because we've chosen to be here. We may not think the same, we may not feel the same, but that is the beauty of this diversity and this rare opportunity that we are living through. So good luck, everybody. Keep smiling, and remember, you are more than you think you are. Lots of love.